you are aware of the story involving the former Fulham ladies captain, Roonie Gibbons. Just to start with, how do you feel about what she has recounted?
Yes, I'm aware. Just the last few minutes, as we expect, we had a session to prepare the tomorrow's match, and our focus was and is in the match. Of course, 10 minutes ago, I was aware of the situation. If you ask me, as I feel, first as a woman being, of course, and as a manager, of course, sad news is really sad for me, I think for all of us to listen that, and as a Fulham manager, in the same way, definitely we as a football club, of course, all the empathy with all the situation. We are against all these type of things, all this type of abuse, clear, and now it's for the club to keep, if they have to investigate something more or to go through the situation. All we can say as a club that we are sad for everything, all the empathy as well, and that's it really. I cannot say nothing more.
I realise that you're preparing for this weekend, but is it a distraction for you and the players?
I think it's more sad than a distraction, to be honest. As you know, I just knew it 10 minutes ago. If you know now in the dressing room or in the lunchtime, the players, they don't know, they didn't listen, and nothing about it for sure, because the focus was on the preparation, the game, assess players from the international break. Some of them, they just arrived yesterday. So many things for us to be really full focus, and of course we are talking about something that came this morning, and as you expect with the session and all that stuff, zero reaction from that, because most of them, they don't know nothing about it yet.
And just the last one from me, Marco. In your view, hearing a former Fulham player alleging that she was sexually assaulted by a former owner of the club, for you, does that tarnish the history of this club?
15 days ago or 20 days ago, when firstly you asked me, or your colleagues, you asked me here, of course, was something involved or supposedly involved with the former Fulham owner, was not something in the club, was something about something else, not about the club. Now we're talking about a former human captain of the football club, and of course is much more about ourselves as well, and all of us, we feel it, that we cannot, I'm not here to hide or to make to hide something that's happened. Sad, is really sad to listen, is we all feel something, as I said, not just a Fulham as a human being, and you have to be completely against the situation. We are talking about something that happened probably 25 years ago. It's not something that was last year or 2 years ago or 3 years. But it's sad anyway, and you have to be all together again, to show all the empathy and everything what we can do to support the people that were involved. We have to do as a football club.
Other questions? We go to Bashani first. Is that okay? Or Jeremy? Yeah.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Interesting international break, wasn't it? Sasha Lukic hurts with Serbia, the shoulder. How bad is it? Is he out this weekend?
Yeah, he's going to be out. Unfortunately, mixed of feelings from the international break for us. Some of the players, they were capable to keep the momentum and to have an impact in their national teams, and playing well and keep getting the minutes, and is always important for us. If they are not with us, at least they have minutes and they play, and if they can have an impact and to be decisive is always good for us. You have some good examples there: Wilson, Raul, Andreas, and some of the others. They played even if they didn't score or something like that, but they were involved and they were important. And when I said mix of feelings, because some of the others, unfortunately, Sasha Lukic is going to be out, and not just for 1 or 2 games, it's going to be more than that. Timothy Castanha came as well with a problem in his hamstring that let's see how long it's going to be, but both, they are going to be out for sure, plus the situation of George Cuenca and Carlos Vinicius, they're still out.
Anderson didn't play for Denmark.
He's going to be ready. No, it was a knock that he got against Man City, the last Premier League match. He felt something there in nothing really serious, but you were not able to play both games in so short period of time. He was with us, recovering from that moment, and he's going to be available for the match.
And Bassey and Iwobi were stranded, weren't they, in Libya for a day? Yes. What happened, and are they okay to play?
Yes, it's another example how the feelings, they are really mixed and balanced, because when when the players they go for their national teams and to play for their countries, to be proud of that moment, we all expect firstly that they come in a good and healthy to play the next match for us. Secondly, that they can perform at a good level to help them and to keep their fitness, to keep their momentum as well. And of course, the last and probably the most important thing, that they can enjoy football, they can enjoy play for their countries. And for sure, it was not a moment that Calvin, that Alex and all the teammates, they enjoyed for sure. It's not something professional, it's not something normal, it's not something that should be involved in football, to be honest. They are back again from last Wednesday with us. The first 2 days they were tough for them to recover from everything, but they are going to be ready for sure.
And you had to fly Raul Jimenez and Robinson back on a private jet, from Mexico. Was that worth it? And are they going to be okay to play?
No, they are going to be okay. Of course, two different situations. They played last game against each other, it's true. Robinson just one half of the match, Raul almost all match. But it's normal, not just them. I think some of the other teams, they come together. Some of the other players, they come together in the same plan. It's something that we as a football club, we have to look always forward to try to get the players in best shape they can and try to get them as quick as we can to start to recover, to start to assess them, to prepare the next game.
Just two more from me. The big talking point has been Thomas Tuchel this week. Portugal are managed by a Spaniard, so should England have any problem about a German being in charge?
Okay, it's not. Firstly, of course, is a big role when you are managing a country like England. You mentioned Portugal as well. Top national teams, and is always the targets are really high. I understand all the feelings, and I understand all the people can feel about it. If you are from the country, you can have different feelings about it. Probably the people prefers always to have. It's not just in England. In Portugal happened the same. Probably in France happened the same. Italy happened the same. It's not just something that happened here in England. And it's normal. If you ask most of the people, they are going to prefer English managing their own country. I think is a normal situation, because if you go to Portugal, if you are going to ask, they are going to prefer as well to have a Portuguese manager. It's part of the feelings of to defend your country, to be honest. But of course, after when the games are going to start, if the good results are there, the people are going to support the team anyway.
Just lastly on the game itself, you're good at home, you've been playing well, but Villa have won 5 of the last 6 games with Fulham. So what do you expect from this weekend?
Yes, we played twice against Villa already since I joined the football club at home. The first was top for us, the way we won clear. The second one was not so good. We want to remind ourselves from the first one that we played, the way we were so good in that moment. Okay, as you said, very good side that we are going to play against, tough side. They came from a brilliant season. Last season for them was at high level. We have to praise them for that. We have to understand how good they have been playing, achieving results. Even the beginning of this season, even the start of Champions League for them is being impossible to be better, because it's being perfect in terms of results. What means they come here full motivated to get the good result, but they know what they are going to face as well. You know how we have been playing well, you know how we've been strong at home, even away from home. I think even not taking points from the last game, the way we played against the champion and the way we were able to create chances and to match them and to be always a threat. Of course, Will is aware of it. It's going to be a very good game in my opinion. Both teams, they are going to try to win the game. Let's hope we can be better than them. Thank you very much.
Marco, great to speak with you again.
Thank you.
You mentioned that quite a few of your players went away on international duty and they played really well. You mentioned Raul, of course, against the USA. He scored a goal. I think he got the assist for the second goal as well. Firstly, did you watch the match, and how proud are you of the way that he went away and played with so much confidence?
We follow all the players that are in the national teams. Okay, we as a technical staff, of course, we share the games between ourselves to follow completely the players. We are always in contact with players, but we want to see them playing, and of course we are aware of everything that's happened there, and we I have the image in my mind. I already saw it as well, and it's nice to see him performing so well. It was important because the last 5 months, probably 6 months, he wasn't called for the national team, and it was important for him to be there again and to have an impact. And just he did there what he's doing in our football club too. That is the good thing. Of course, now it's easier for everybody to understand how it's being so good to see Raul back again. But the reality that myself as a football club, my staff and me, we were one of the only ones that believed that and trust that Raul can be back for his best level, because unfortunately for him, after that bad injury, probably the worst moment of his career for sure, and probably the worst moment of his life. And it was tough for him. It was tough for him to come back, to feel the trust from the people again, to be able to score goals again. And the reality, just after 2 years, probably or 1 year and a half, he was able to score again. And it was with the Fulham shirt, and coincidentally, it was against Villa away from home. And from that moment that he scored the first goal, the reality that we saw a completely different Raul Jimenez again. And with up and downs, it's part of the journey. Last season, good moments after Rodrigo popped in, and it was tough for him to go again after the hamstring injury. This season he didn't start the season playing in the starting 11, but he never gave up, never working hard. And after he proved that he deserved the chance. And now, nice to him flying. And when a striker is scoring goals in the way he's scoring, okay, he's there in the top confidence. Let's hope he can keep that and keep winning and keep helping the team to win football matches. And if he can do it in the national team as well, I think for him is going to be really important too.
You mentioned and you touched, on how important his mentality has been in getting himself back to this sort of level. What work have you specifically done with him to help him on his way as well?
Firstly, in the tough moments, showed him that the goals are important, but much more things are important in a striker, in the way you play, in our philosophy. That is the first thing. I remember probably the first 5-10 games when you were not scoring. Everyone was talking about it. More because we sold the main striker from the season before, that was Mitrovic, and everyone was talking about the lack of goals from the striker. And that moment, we showed the trust for him, and we showed him meetings with videos that it was much more us that we are not providing for him as a striker to score than the opposite. In that moment, he was giving much more for us than we were providing for him, and he was not scoring goals, but the trust was there. We should always trust on him, definitely, and of course on a daily basis is our obligation to demand from him and to work with him and to give him the right direction for him to be and to improve always, even if he's 33 years old. There's always a room to improve, to adapt, to adjust things, and he's always open to do it. And of course, scoring goals, the belief of him is in a different level too.
I wanted to ask about another one of your players, Adama Traore, because after the game against Manchester City, there was that shot of Pep Guardiola speaking to him on the pitch, and he's since come out and said that Pep was giving him pointers about how to finish off the chances. Of course, he missed a couple in that match. I just wondered, from your point of view, how happy have you been with his form, but also how important is it for him to keep his confidence high, because he has scored already in the Premier League this season? No,
the confidence has to be there. Of course, first we didn't lose the game because Adama. That is the first thing. We scored twice in that game. When you play away against City, if you score twice, I think is not a bad number at all. Of course, we created 4 clear chances to score apart from the 2 goals. Okay, the numbers are really high for a away game against the Man City. Of course, they were so clear that everybody expects, if you have 3 like him, at least to score 1 or 2 goals in that moment. He didn't, but of course we did work with him the last 15 days to keep giving the confidence for him, to keep creating the scenarios for him to be able to experience on a training session what he's going to experience probably in the next game, or what happened with him the last game against City. Is our job to create these scenarios for him, to keep working with him, to keep for him to have the moments to decide and to finish that situations and this is what we have been done with him, to be honest. And of course some meetings with him, like with all the others, not just with him. I had probably the same meetings with him that I had with Reece Nelson, for example, the last 15 days, and that's it. And keep show the trust on him, because the start of the season for him is being really good, and let's hope he can continue this way.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Emma.
Hi.
Marco, hello.
Hi.
How big a loss is Sasha Lukic going to be? Because he's kind of filled that João Paulinho hole, I think. I think maybe people would have thought that Fulham will have missed Paulinho more than perhaps they have done, because of the way that the club has been able to fill that gap.
Yes, the people always, when a player performs so well, the people always think that, okay, now how is going to be the future without that player? It's not... I don't think in that way. Of course, if you can keep all our best players, it's going to be perfect. But you know that is not something not realistic in a club like Fulham Football Club. We have to be able to, after to answer well or to work with the players that we have, to be ready for that situations. We knew from last season already that Sasha Lukic was able to perform at very good level when he has games and he is playing week in, week out. Even probably the people that don't remember about it, but Sasha was probably the best player last season in the pre-season. The way he started the season in the starting 11 as a number 6 as well. He had some moments during the season, probably some of the best performance from ourselves. He was with Sasha Lukic as a 6 in our 11 too. Is not a surprise for us, and yes, he's going to be a miss for us definitely, because he was playing so well. He's being a really important piece in the way we want to play, in the way we want to build, in our first build up, the way we want certain things that we want for number 6 on the ball. He was giving in a perfect way for us, but now is a moment for other one to step in. Last game we play with him in a different role with Sasha, because we play with Sanderberg as a 6, and you have Sanderberg, you have Harrison Reed, both they can play there, and we trust on them.
I believe this is going to be your 150th game as the Fulham Manager.
Yeah, looks like.
What does that mean to you? And
The number.
What ambitions have you still got, do you think?
Ambitions, they are there on the top. To be other things, it's just a number. It's just another game for me. Of course, is a nice one. Just show it's 4th season already. There are many games already, but it's going to be just another game. If I would like to end the game with the 3 points, is the only thing that I'm looking for, and the ambition is really that one. For the future, the ambition is always the same. Keep working this great group of players. Keep making the fans proud of ourselves. They are the 2 main things for me. And if you go in this direction, we are going to get the club in better position always, and to make the club to grow.
I don't know if you've seen the video. The players were asked to describe you in 1 word.
I didn't see, but I heard about it.
Tactical, passionate, 2 of them said. Ambitious, 2 of them said. Perfectionist, detailed, demanding. Do those words describe you?
They are the best people to talk about it, not me. Of course, they definitely. I agree with all of that things, because it's the only way that I can be in my job, because of course it's our job, and we cannot hide this is a job, but it's much more than a job. It's something that we love, and if you love something, you have to be passionate, definitely, because another way, I don't see other way to be on that, and of course demanding, or to be all the other things, details, because they play a big part on a football in the business right now. Yes, but more than me, I think they are the right people to talk about it. Thank you very
So
much.
we've just come to the end of the broadcast section. Just want to check, Ruben, did you have one for broadcast?
Really quick.
Yeah, one, and then we'll ask cameras to be turned off, please. Go on, Ruben.
Yeah, hi, Ruben.
I feel like a lot of people might have wrote off Unai Emery after his time at Arsenal, but now he's shown that he's a really good manager. Just how good of a job has he done at Aston Villa?
Incredible. I think is the best word. Not something that he hasn't done in the past. In the other clubs, if you look for his CV and for his records, they are at very, very top level. But you know, in your career as a manager, sometimes you have some spells in some clubs for many different reasons. The didn't work out, or because the people doesn't have patience, or the people with some bad results, everything comes in a way that. But overall, I think everything what he's been doing in his career speaks for himself. He doesn't need really me to mention many things, but looking for the club that you are going to face, that is Aston Villa, is being brilliant there. Really, the impact was, I think, better. It's almost impossible to have better impact than he had there. And of course, you see how he's been improving the club, the results. Villa is playing Champions League for one reason, and I think one of the main reasons is Unai and the players, definitely. Of course, the fan base, big support, always all that stuff, but Unai is being incredible there, yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
So that's the broadcast section finished. We've got 10.